Welcome to the Biotech Studio, The Forgotten Files. When you visit an ancient Indian temple, the first thing that greets you is the door, vast, towering, carved with guardians, flowers, and divine symbols. Some temple entrances rise as high as modern buildings, dwarfing every devotee who passes through them. But why? Why did our ancestors build temple doors on such an extraordinary scale? The simple answer offered by tradition is humility. The grandeur was meant to remind the devotee of their smallness before the divine. Yet, when we study the science of temple architecture, we find something deeper, a forgotten psychology hidden in stone. Ancient architects knew how the human mind responds to scale. Modern psychology confirms this. When we encounter something much larger than ourselves, our brain experiences what scientists call awe perception. It expands our sense of time, reduces our ego, and makes us more receptive. This isn't just belief. Studies show that awe-inducing spaces can lower stress hormones and increase focus. The giant door was the first trigger of this state. But the temple journey didn't stop there. Once inside, the devotee entered the mandapa, the pillared hall. Its design was wide, open, and filled with sound. The acoustics amplified the chants and music, creating rhythmic vibrations that resonated in the body. Neuroscience today shows how repetitive sound and vibration can synchronize brainwaves, guiding the mind into meditative states. Our ancestors were already building this into stone halls centuries ago. As the journey continued, the spaces began to contract. Corridors narrowed, ceilings lowered, and light gradually dimmed. This wasn't a flaw in design, it was deliberate. Shrinking space affects the human nervous system, pushing the mind inward. It is a psychological funnel, guiding attention away from the outer world into a concentrated inner silence. By the time the devotee reached the Garbhagriha, the sanctum sanctorum, they had passed through a carefully engineered series of sensory shifts. The sanctum itself was small, dark, and silent. Only a single lamp illuminated the deity. In neuroscience, such conditions reduce external stimuli and heighten inner focus, similar to what happens in deep meditation. It was an architectural machine designed to create altered states of consciousness. Even the alignment of doors carried scientific precision. Many temples were built so that on specific days, like solstices or equinoxes, sunlight entered directly through the giant doors and fell on the deity. This wasn't decoration, it was cosmic synchronization, reminding the devotee that they were stepping into harmony with the universe. The carvings on the doors also played a role. Mythical guardians like Dwarapalakas were not just symbolic figures, they acted as psychological filters. Seeing them triggered feelings of protection and reverence before entering sacred space. In psychology, this is called priming, preparing the mind for the experience to come. We can see similar principles in other cultures. Gothic cathedrals in Europe used towering arches and stained glass to inspire awe, while Egyptian temples used narrowing passages that led to a hidden chamber of the god. But Indian temples were unique in how systematically they combined sound, light, space, and scale to create a complete transformation of consciousness. So when we ask, why are temple doors so giant? The answer is layered. Yes, to humble the devotee. But also to reset perception, to trigger awe, to mark the threshold between the ordinary and the extraordinary. It was the beginning of a guided psychological journey, where every step, every sound, every narrowing passage shaped the inner state of the devotee. Temples, then, were not only spiritual centers. They were ancient laboratories of human experience, blending architecture, psychology, astronomy, and symbolism into one seamless design. A science largely forgotten today. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden psychology of sacred space, don't forget to share and like.